Let's bring in Brett Tolman now, a former federal prosecutor and former U.S. attorney for Utah. Brett, great to have you here. Want to ask you where you think this goes.
Sandra, John, thanks for having me. I will tell you that this is a fascinating issue. And, you know, it's ironic to hear folks on the left argue that this is blatantly unconstitutional. You saw Biden issue executive order after executive order that was clearly out of step with the law and with precedent. And what was their answer? Their answer was, we're allowed to test it. And there's some accuracy to that. They can test the limits of the law and define and refine it. In this instance, subject to the jurisdiction has exceptions to it, and we know that. So this is a perfect test for the Supreme Court to actually give us guidance. What does it mean? Because it was not anticipated that it meant that everybody that stepped foot in the United States, if they had a child, that child would immediately become a citizen. So that's why we need the Supreme Court.
Okay, on this attempt, Senator Lindsey Graham went on the Sunday show Meet the Press over the weekend and said this.
I think there's a good chance. I introduced legislation to end birthright citizenship years ago. It's a magnet for legal immigration. Here's what I learned yesterday. I didn't know. There were about 250,000 people born in this country to illegal immigrants and got the benefit of birthright citizenship. That's 7% of all the babies born in the country. I think it's a cheap way to award citizenship. You should not be a citizen simply because you were born here.
All right, so he obviously, the senator, sees a sound legal argument here, Brett.
There is. There's a legal argument that needs to be explored. We do make exceptions. You referenced the diplomat that comes over, and that's because they've identified that that individual is not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. The same can be argued. The legal argument is there to say an individual that is a citizen of another country is not subject to necessarily to our jurisdiction just because they were born here. That's the fine tuning of that law. And look, Sandra, this goes all the way back to an 1800s ruling by the Supreme Court when there was nothing like what we see now, where there's a concerted effort to get into the United States immediately to have the child here in order to take advantage of all that we have in the United States. That is a problem, and we have to address it in the courts.
Okay, so I want to ask you about officials wasting no time in the Justice Department's rightward shift, as it is put in the Wall Street Journal today, replacing a Biden-era memo telling prosecutors to show leniency to some drug offenders with a new policy calling for the pursuit of the most serious charges and the stiffest penalties for all crimes. They halted much of the department's civil rights and environmental work, and they transferred more than 15 career employees to relatively marginal positions, part of a broader effort to ultimately thin the workforce. That was just the first week. Brett, it does look like big changes are happening and big changes are coming.
Yeah, what's interesting about this is for decades prior to Obama administration and the Biden administration, there was a consistency. And the consistency was the Department of Justice was to pursue the highest provable offenses. That's the rule, the policy in the Department of Justice. Obama and Biden changed that. Not only did they change that, they then pulled back all of the resources that we have typically seen used to prosecute the most dangerous that come into this country. I prosecuted personally hundreds of these cases of individuals who were very dangerous, who committed crimes, serious crimes here in the United States, and we would prosecute them and deport them. That stopped. And if anyone wants to know why we're in trouble now, it's not because, you know, we want to do something new. We actually want to do what we were mandated to do for decades in this country in the Department of Justice and enforce the rule of law at our borders.
Brett, always good to have you on. Thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.